for this project, I want to make some trees on spindles. I have a bunch of spindles I'd like to use instead of just keeping them in my stash. So I made a triangle, and then I'm just going to print out the paper on, on with my photo mat paper, because it prints so vibrant. So what I did is I made a triangle, and then I went into my images, and I highlighted this one, highlighted those triangles, but I'm showing you what I'm doing. And you can just click your images, and you get what you want, like that. So I have picked these two here, and now I am just going to print them out on my photo mat paper, because it just prints real a real vibrant color. So, and it's easy to decoupage. So I'll just use these for a pattern. I'll cut a tree out in probably a 1-inch wood with this, and a 1-inch wood on that one. And this size here is it is little over 9 inches high and 5.5 inches wide. And then this one is a little over 7 inches wide and 4.3 inches wide. Anyways, you can make them any size you want. I just tried to size it according to my spindle. And now I'm going to cut this out, and I'll show you what else I'm going to do from there. All right, I have my pieces printed out, and I just cut them out with scissors. And I'm going to trace them on this board. I found this scrap piece of board out in the garage. It's probably a 1x12, which is actually about 3/4 inch thick. And I'm just going to trace these off of here. And I'm going to take my spindle out. And for this one, I'm going to slice it about right there. It'll be that tall. And I'm thinking to keep my tree attached to my spindle, what I'll do is I'll get me a small dowel rod, and I'll use my drill and drill down in here, and then drill in the bottom. This will be that. I'll drill down in the bottom of that and use the dowel rod with some glue to secure that on there. And then for this tree here, I'll either use this up here will be that tree. I'll either use this piece here or this piece here for that. I'm not sure which. And I'll use my miter saw to cut that apart. And I'll use my scroll saw to cut my trees out. All right, I'm going to head out to the garage and get this ready, and I'll be back in to start on it. All right, I have cut my wood, all my pieces of wood down. Have my paper sitting here. I'm going to set those back for a little bit. I don't want to get them wet or anything. And then I took my spindles and cut them down. And I think instead of using the tall one, I'm going to use the two shorter ones. And I already drilled my hole for my dowel rod to go down in there. And I found a cuticle stick. And it fit this bit perfectly. So I have that done. I'll have to glue them in. I don't know, that doesn't need glued in. It's in there tight enough. Anyways, I think what I'm going to start with is I'm just going to take these here, and I want to leave them brown somewhat. Where's my paper towel? But I think I want to dry brush a little bit of plaster color on them. Let's see what that looks like. I don't know. It's just in my head. Just to give it a little something else. I didn't want it straight brown. Go around the edges a little more. My brush is really dry. I mean, it's not wet with paint. Kind of makes it look old. All right, I think that's enough of that. Just makes it look weathered. Got enough steel paint on there to do this one. That's all I'm going to do with that. Set these aside. All right, for the trees, I think I'm going to use this Dixie Belle English Ivy. Set these aside. I still haven't figured out what I'm going to do with my bottoms. So I'm sitting here kind of looking, and I don't know. I'm going to use this English Ivy. I hope that's dark enough. Where's my... There. Get my print and kind of hold it up to it. See what it looks like. Come here. Yeah, that's going to work. That works fine. So, I won't coat the front. I'll just get a little bit of the edges and coat all the rest of it. I'm going to finish doing these two trees the same way with the color English Ivy by Dixie Belle. And then I'm going to figure out what I'm going to do with my bottoms. Did I already... Okay, you know I wasn't going to drill a hole in those. I'm going to do that different. But I'll figure that out once I get it painted and going together. Alright, I'll be back when I have this finished. Okay, I have my trees painted, and I decided to distress my dowel, or spindle. Cover that way, because I don't want to get that all over me. So I'm just going to use my finger sander. And guess what? I got some more finger sanders, so I don't have to worry about having one at the store. I bought some different ones. They're same thing, only they were a 2-pack, I think, for $9. So now I have 3 of them. And they're just a little different, but works just as well. And it was cheaper. I think these were $11 or $12 for one, and $9.99 for 2 of this brand. I don't know. They both work. They have the Velcro. Stays good. And now I don't have to worry about forgetting mine at the store or forgetting it here at the house. I'm going to finish distressing this some. And then figure out what I'm going to do with the bottom pieces. Well, I went ahead and put a coat of Waverly Antiquing Wax on the base. And I'm thinking I might go over it with a little bit of red. I'm not sure yet. But I've got to get my trees ready to go. So it can be drying. Just making sure everything's even here. And I will take my finger sander and sand back the edges. I'm going to start putting this on using Mod Podge. Well, I moved it. I always try not to do that, but I always do it. Okay, that's good. And this is photo paper matte, in matte. I just like the colors it turns out. It's easy to decoupage. You don't have to worry about coating your wood with any kind of white paint or anything to get your vibrant colors. You just go ahead and put it on. And it doesn't rip and tear. Just the way I prefer to do it. Have that good and coated. Getting a little bit of a bubble there. It's fine. Okay, I'll set that aside and let that dry. And now I'm going to work on my next one. Doing the same thing. I have both pieces on, and now I'm just going to go over it with some Mod Podge on the top. And I'll let it dry, and then I'll sand the edges. Okay, I'm going to let that be drying. And now I'm going to move on to my base. Now, I'm going to use the acrylic craft paint in Red Rust. I think I got this at Hobby Lobby. It's Anita's, and it's a Rust-Oleum. So, I'm going to just go over this, not real dark, or, you know, not a full coverage. I'm going to sand my edges back. On my sides, just going to hit it a little bit. The ends are going to be a little harder because that's rough wood. And that's it. Do the next one. Poured out way too much paint. Okay, I'm going to let that dry now. It's about ready to start putting it together and decorating. Those are drying. The trees are drying. That's drying. I'm finished with these. Oh, they look kind of dull. I might put some clear wax over them. And I'm going to scrape my paint back in my bottle and let all this dry. Now I'm going around my block just a little bit. Just kind of lightly distressing the edges. I've already done this one. And then this will just be ready to put my tree on. And I'll probably take it out to the garage, and actually I might put a little screw in this one if I can find the right size screw. I'll pre-drill a hole in this, and then attach them with a screw. Of course, I'll take my a bigger bit, and make a hole so my screw sinks inside and it's flush with the wood. Okay, that's good enough for that. And this one this one I've already went around with my sander and cleaned the edges off. And then I'm going to do this one. And then I'm going to get some wax and just go around the edges a little bit. I don't want it a whole lot of distress, but I want to give it a little depth around the edges. But I'll finish this up and then get my wax. All right, here I'm just going to go ahead and drill a hole into my spindle. And then this one, I'm going to go all the way through. This is a base. Okay, I went all the way through. I'm going to go ahead and do this one. went all the way through. Now I'm going to take my bit out and put a larger bit in. And I'm just going to make enough room for the head of this screw to go down in the wood. And then when I screw this in here, this head will go flush and it won't be sticking there. It doesn't take much. Now I can put this together. But I'm going to go ahead and ink my edges and stuff, or wax my edges of my tree first. Okay, now I am using Vintage Photo ink by Ranger, and I'm just going around and put a little distressing on the edges, and that's it. I've done both of them. Kind of put some on this. I don't know. I think that looks fine. Now, what has to go to what? The base goes on there. Which one do I use? Okay. Well, I had my screws out here. Oh, I started that one already. Whoops, I got that going the wrong way. Got to hold it tight. Okay, I wish that... Okay, there. Take that thing out. Put this down like that. Okay, that's on there good and tight. And now I can glue my tree on there. Oh, you know what I need to do? I bet I put my antiquing wax brush. No, I didn't. Here it is. I didn't get the tops of my... that. And it was showing. I'm just going to finish this one, or not finish it, but do this one on camera, and then I'll do that one off camera. There. Okay. It is on the stand. And it's going to be good and solid. Alright, now I'm going to work on the larger tree. And then I'm going to start decorating the trees. Alright, where I'm at so far is I've wrapped a little bit of a jute around the base right there. And I've glued 2 little pine cones on. And I made a bit, kind of a little messy bow. And I'm going to be working with some greenery and this bow. And maybe a bell. Let's see. I don't know whether to use a bigger bell, a smaller bell. I don't have any medium. It either goes from these big ones to the smaller ones. So I'm going to, and then maybe some berries. I've pulled some berries out. Just different things. So I'm going to figure out what I'm going to do and put that on there and then start on this one. But it'll take me a while to switch things around. But I've just got this stuff pulled out, and that's probably what I'm going to be using. Now I've started on another piece of wood. I found this today when I was out there looking for wood to cut my trees. So I picked it up, sanded it down, and I went into my fire. Oh, holy moly, there she, I wonder if she got paint. Hang on, guys, I gotta go see if she's tracking paint. Let me look. Kit Kat. You cannot do that. Nope, she doesn't have paint. I do. I'll be right back. Okay, got the paint cleaned up. And she'll probably try it again. So I might want to put that over here. Anyways, I'm going to coat this with this paint and take my image and put it on there and decorate it. It's going to be an image for a hot cocoa bar. And I got it off, I don't know if I said, I got it off of Creative Fabric. I've had it for a while, but I go on there, it's like a rabbit hole. Because I paid like, it's down to like $47 a year right now. And I'm telling you, it's unlimited files. You can just, and fonts, and yeah, it's just like, I go in there and I spend my time downloading and opening and saving files. And ever so often I kind of go through them. I had remembered this one image and I thought, wow, that is so cute. So I finally found something for it to go on. All right, guys, I am going to finish painting this and then we'll get the image on my piece of board. All right, I'm ready to put my image on there. That looks okay. Except I think I'm going to turn it this way and work my way that way instead of down the other way. And as usual, I'm just going to put the Mod Podge on and glue it down. And usually decorating is what makes it stand out, or embellishing, and makes it look cute. But I'm going to go ahead and put this down on there and not have you sit and watch me. You've already watched me on the trees. So I'm going to finish this up. And then I'll go over the top with a coat of Mod Podge. And again, this is my photo paper in matte. And I'll be back when I'm ready to start decorating. I'm ready to start embellishing this. And I went and got some cinnamon sticks. And then I have some of this that I cut off of a stem that I bought at the thrift store. And I kind of glued them in the middle. And I'm going to take and tie some material around it in a bow or in a tie. I'm not sure. Let's see, that was going to go right. I want that up like that. So like that, kind of at an angle. I'm going to push this underneath there. Well, get my thing started. Turn it the way I want it. Get it halfway. After I know for sure that's the way I want it, I'll put a little hot glue in between the greenery and the cinnamon sticks. I can't say it. I don't know if I want this in a bow or to just leave it in a knot. I'm not sure. Yeah, I think I'll leave it in a bow. Maybe I want that going that way. Well, that'll stick right up there. Right. All right, that's the way I'm going to leave that. And then I'm going to put that on here. And I'm going to get me some other things to embellish it with. Maybe some more pine cones, or that's where I'm at right now. So I'm going to go digging around and see what I can find. And I'm going to glue it all together. And I'll come back and show you what it looks like. This was a fast project. And I think it turned out cute. Or it's going to turn out cute. Okay, I have it pretty much the way I want it, and I forgot to ink my edges, and you know I have to do a little something, just a little. And now I'm using walnut. Just going to go around the edges some. Okay, I think that is good for this project. That was fast and easy. And I don't want a lot, so get in on my corners. I like to always come in on my corners. All right, I'm going to say that's finished.